our culture, our tradition. So that's what this is about. And we are basically looking at Africa rising. When we embrace who we are as a people, who we are with an identity, we're not having an identity crisis, then when we have the real us, the original us, then we know that we can rise because we know who we are. You have to know who you are in order to rise. You have to know who you are.
So is it because our story was being told by other people in
and it wasn't ours. It wasn't.
Perspective?
Yes, that's right. It's not ours. It's his. And so if a person is telling you about yourself, do they really know about you? Have they been inside you? Do they know what's in your mind? Or they're just kind of presupposing what is in your mind? You have to tell somebody what is in your mind for them to know who you are. That's it. Very simple.
So why now? Because if we didn't tell it before, because I know that Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois, George Padmore, they were doing it when Kwame Nkrumah invited him to
That's right.
over to Ghana
That's
in
right.
1961. They started the Encyclopedia Africana project.
That's right.
Telling the African story, writing about African life, about how our culture is supposed to be and all that. But
And what happened?
there was a curtail after all these people passed.
Yeah, because for some reason, we don't understand building a legacy. We don't have generational wealth. We rather talk about generational curses. We're really good at that.
Yeah.
Going to church, oh, there's a generational curse on you. But have you built generational wealth for your children and your children's children? Have you done that? No. So when a person's legacy is there and the person dies, nobody takes up that story. They just want to do their own thing. Everybody's so independent. But that wasn't the African way. We were communal people. We are communal people. And so we're to think about not only ourselves, but your story becomes my story, becomes our story. Unless all of Africa is free, we can't talk about Ghana freedom. To be very honest with you, we can't do it. So we are tied with each other. And it has been intentional that colonial powers bring divide and bring divisiveness within the African paradigm. So that you have countries that feel that they're better than another country, that, their GDP and their, We gotta rise together or we don't rise at all.
We gotta rise together or don't rise at all. So you believe in the idea that was professed by Kwame Nkrumah on the 6th of March 1957,
right.
When he delivered the independence speech
right.
at the Polo Grounds and said that the independence of Ghana was meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of the African continent.
Not only the African continent, but the African people, because we go past the continent.
The continent, yeah.
The diaspora is huge.
Sure.
The Caribbean is actually taking the lead in some of the things that Africa should be taking the lead. For example, reparations,
Yeah.
Now, I'm not one to sit and go back and say, we should look at past, yes, they're happening. But right now, things are happening right now that need to be repaired today. So that in future, I don't have my descendants talking about reparations from what has happened now. Let's repair it now. What are you doing here? Why are you here? Why are you allowing these people to take over your mineral wealth? your oil wealth, your agricultural wealth, your human wealth. Why are you allowing this? Let's repair it now. Let's stop that now. Let's find the way forward for our people. And once we do that, then we become a power to reckon with. Right now, we accept anything. You know, Niger, that story is so funny. Uranium, 80 cents on the dollar? They said, no, we got to stop this. Uranium is now 200. You buy it for $200.
Wow.
Okay? Now, Niger is projected to be the fourth fastest growing country in Africa. Why? Because they made a decision, and we talked about that today. When you make a decision as a nation to do a thing, and you ride with that decision, you can grow. You must make a decision for the nation so that everybody comes together. It's not this person is here and everybody is down there. You know, you need to make a decision for the nation. You need to make a decision for the people.
So from that perspective, then the whole idea about Black Astoria is like a movement, Rise Africa movement. Am I getting that perspective correct?
We're moving up. We're moving to understand ourselves. If you understand who you are and whose you are, then you have power. If you understand who you are and whose you are, then you have power. And you can't just be a person in and of yourself. You've got to give credit to a higher being. And that higher being establishes your foundation,
Okay.
establishes your destiny.
That's right.
Okay?
So where do we see Black Astoria? What is the future like?
Well, this is the second edition, and we've included 4 pillars: health and resistance to enslavement. Then you have agriculture and food security, which is very important for Africa. And then our story is really told in our fashion, in our textiles. You know, what we wear and how we wear it, that also tells our story. So we will continue exploring the different pillars of our identity. And once we explore them fully, you know, give people the knowledge that they need to have in order to understand those sectors, those pillars, how we are in all of those places, those aspects. So we are gold mining.
That's right. Your final word to the African community here in Ghana and in the diaspora.
I like what one of our participant speakers said. If you are not selling, you are sold. If you are not selling your culture, you are sold somebody else's culture. We need to be selling our culture. We need to be buying our culture. We need to be owning our culture.
Thank you very much, cherished audience. Kindly subscribe to Authentic Plus TV. And then when the audience want to follow you,